Food is never just about quality. So much of it is about memory, about nostalgia, about the mood you were in when you ate it, and even how beautiful the location was. When I went in search of custom-made food experiences, I decided to focus on nostalgia. Could I find somebody who would recreate the snake coffee that I thought was so glamorous when I was young? Could a great chef reinvent the flavors of the Mumbai streets where I grew up? What about the pickles and pappads that my mother used to make? Was it possible to find a modern version of that simple childhood delight, vanilla ice cream? And could I finally find somebody who would teach me how to cook all the dishes that I love? I began with a bespoke cooking class from one of India's greatest chefs, Anand Solomon. Anand was so reluctant to cook on camera that he actually tried to run away. But I'd been clever. I dragged Ananda to Bekal on the border of Kerala and Karnataka. This is Ananda's home district, and that's why it's sometimes difficult to say where Ananda's food is from, Karnataka or Kerala.
So your food, the food you would consider your own is what? The food of this region or where?
It's a mix of both, because my mother learned the style of cooking which has been done in Kasaragod.
Okay.
And she also knew by birth what her mother taught her from Mangalore. So I got a combination of both.
What are you going to cook then?
Seafood, which is off coast of Mangalore downwards to Cochin, has got its own meaning because of the purity of water around in this belt.
Okay.
So this we'll be doing in two things today. To keep the vegetarians happy, we'll do some vegetable poriyal stuff with black-eyed beans. And for the non-vegetarians, seafood lovers, we'll quickly fix up something with prawns.
Easy, no? Because I've got to be able to make this myself.
Probably I thought you were doing it.
No, I'm not. I'm just watching and giving commentary.
And though I was worried that Ananda would make something too complicated, I've known him for 2 decades now. And having dragged him before the cameras, I was sure I could persuade him to part with his secrets.
Okay, what we'll do is we'll begin with mustard seeds. We just got to wait till it crackles. Second thing what we'll do is we add in some curry leaves.
Okay.
Followed by some onions. You just have to wait for it to sweat, but not to really make it brown. And next thing what we use is a little bit of tomatoes. And Manu, these are recipes which are from homes, you know.
Yeah.
Simple, and it retains a lot of aroma in food. This is the paste which I've already made, which is made from green chilies, garlic, peppercorn, a little bit of curry leaf, and tamarind pulp. You just add a couple of spoons. That's good enough for that. Next is a little bit of turmeric powder. This is hing.
Okay.
Just a pinch. The next thing what we'll be using is these are dried shrimps. Actually, just take a couple and you just powder it up in. This is just to get the flavors out, you know. Now what at this stage we do is we'll add in a pinch of salt and tamarind paste. I've actually gotten some prawns which are decent in size. A little bit of water.
Little water.
See, the art of doing this is actually to cook it on a very slow fire, you know.
Okay, so what does this do?
But this leaf is got enough moisture in it. The prawns also has got 70-30 ratio, water to body. So whatever moisture is within the leaf also is retained. It seeps into the meat and it helps it to even cook a little faster and become soft. It doesn't become rubbery. If you see now, it is just getting done.
I'm sure I'll make it at home and I'll make a fool of myself, but this doesn't seem that difficult.
It's not difficult. This can be fixed up by anyone. And now what you do is, we'll be serving this with some unpolished rice. But meantime, I'll also fix up some other dish which we spoke about. This is the black-eyed.
This is lobia.
This lobia. That would be another quick one. And add the leaf, onions, a little bit of hing and grated coconut.
Okay.
A little bit of turmeric for color and flavor. Salt.
Okay. This is?
The main ingredients. They're soaked overnight, boiled the next day, and it's boiled in the same water, and you leave the water to retain in itself. You don't have to throw any water out. That's the trick.
So now we come to the bit I actually enjoy, eating the food.
Okay, so this is it, huh?
You can try it out.
You want to try it?
Yeah, please. So this is how this into account the slicing part of it. No, it shows that it's not rubbery.
How do you get so tender?
That's what I told you. Basically, you just have to threaten the prawns. You don't have to really, beat them up.
This is amazing. It really actually tastes even better than it looks.
On the other hand, the advantage of looking for a customized vanilla ice cream, the next item on my list, was that I wouldn't have to actually make the damn thing myself. You may have heard of Vijay Arora. He found fame many years ago as one of the first crop of designers on the Indian fashion scene. But these days Vijay is spending less time on dropping hemlines and more on increasing other people's waistlines. He is now an ice cream entrepreneur who runs the successful Gelato Vinto chain. You've probably seen his shops at malls all over India. Vijay is gonna kill me when he watches this, but the truth is that his ice creams are much better than the clothes he designs.
It does really capture the taste of mango. This is very nice. Very, very nice. And very different.
Yeah.
You guys invented it?
Yes.
But of course, Vijay will tell you that he doesn't make ice cream. He makes gelato. And indeed, he does all kinds of things with his gelato.
Chocolate hazelnut swirl,
Yeah.
which is?
Which is hazelnut gelato and rich Belgian chocolate, and we layer it so it comes out as a swirl. And the
Belgian
colors are
chocolate
also
again.
interesting. Yeah, rich Belgian chocolate.
A gelato is an Italian ice cream, and Vijay is right when he says that it differs from normal ice cream. A gelato is more tightly packed and much denser than ice cream. And it has less fat, which, as you can obviously tell, makes it ideally suited for someone like me.
Very, very nice.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what I really like. I like the Kerala vanilla.
Okay. Yeah.
I like that because it had a real vanilla flavor.
Yes.
Vanilla is a nice reassuring flavor because it reminds us of our childhood.
Absolutely.
Except that the vanilla we had in our childhood was vanillin, which is a synthetic vanilla.
Yeah.
Here you're making it from actual beans and pods from Kerala.
Kerala, organically grown.
Yeah. So what I would suggest is if you can do this, but two changes.
Okay.
Up the vanilla content. I want
Yes.
a slightly more intense vanilla
Okay.
and lose the sugar.
For sure. You can do your sugar-free, low-fat vanilla pod gelato. How about that?
Wow.
Now, there's no easy way of saying this, but the making of gelato is no longer a glamorous artisanal activity. To get it right, you have to use machines. The good thing about Vijay's operation is that not only does he have the latest technology, but he makes his gelatos fresh. Nothing in his shops has been on the shelves for weeks. Plus, he uses good quality ingredients. The milk is always fresh and he refuses to touch any artificial flavors.
Okay, so it's been 3 weeks and I'm back at this crowded Delhi mall, actually very crowded Delhi mall. Vijay is called to say that the ice cream stroke gelato is ready.
And so, having collected my gelato, which by the way is excellent, I find a bench to settle down with Vijay.
If you have gelato that is this delicious with no sugar, virtually no fat, this amazing texture for me. Now assume you weren't doing this specially for me. How much would this cost?
This would cost you 80 rupees.
And in the case of this ice cream, everything is Indian. The milk is Indian,
Absolutely.
the vanilla
Yeah.
is Indian. So,
Only the machine is Italian, but that doesn't matter.
but it's made by Punjabis, it's alright, right? So it may be an Italian ice cream, but it's completely Indian.
Absolutely.